Hey parents, this one's for you. A long time ago, I read this book. It's called The Hiding Place. It's written by an author and Holocaust survivor named Corrie ten Boom. Phenomenal book. If you haven't read it, make sure you go check it out. And inside of that book, I gained some of the most amazing wisdom that I've ever gained, especially regarding parenting. And so let me tell you a little story of an excerpt inside of that book. And I'm going to summarize it, so I'm not reading from the book now. It's definitely better told from Corrie ten Boom. But there's a scene where Corrie ten is inside of a train with her dad. And her dad is a watch repairman. And he carries a large briefcase around wherever he goes. And that briefcase is heavy. And so during that train ride, Corrie looks up at her dad and she asks him a very intense question. From a parent view, this is a tough question to be asked. She said, Dad, what is sex? Oof, it's a big question. She was probably around 10 or maybe a little bit younger at that time. And and her dad probably answered in the best way that I've ever heard in regards to giving knowledge to our children and when and how we should approach that. And he looked at Corrie and he said, Corrie, just for a moment, could you hold my briefcase? And Corrie said, okay, sure. So she grabs the briefcase and immediately it drops to the floor. Oh, that's too heavy, Dad, right? And the father looks at her and says, yes, Corrie, that is very heavy. And what you just asked me is a very heavy conversation. And it comes with lots of information that is very heavy. And there's going to come a time when you're going to learn that information. But by that time, I hope that you will be strong enough to carry the baggage that comes with that information. And then he took his briefcase back and he said, but for now, I will carry that information for you. But one day, I will pass that information to you, and it will still be heavy, but you'll be ready to carry it. So, as a parent, now things have changed, especially since the Holocaust. And life is a little bit faster now, and that's a challenging thing to approach, right? And as a Christian parent, I think, what do I do to to prevent the world, from spewing into my home and prevent my children from becoming worldly, if you will, right? Um, and so I've thought about this a lot. So here is the truth. I do know that information that our children now in today's world get comes a lot faster and a lot sooner in their lives. Now, I want to prevent certain things. Again, I want to carry that baggage for them for as long as I possibly can. But the reality is this. Eventually, they're going to learn that. And so as a parent, and especially as a Christian parent, trying to teach my children about the faith, I want to educate my children far before the world educates my children. I want them to gain their knowledge from me. I've lived life. I've lived an unfortunate life, and I have a lot of knowledge, some of it because of good things, some of it because of the bad things that I've gone through. And if I can teach them through my lens, a well versed, educated, faith based lens, before the world opens up and tries to teach them, then I believe that they're going to be better off for that. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that the world's not going to teach them a thing or two. It is. But I like to think of it kind of like this. In the backyard, I have a water faucet. And, you know, whenever we drink out of it, we turn it on as a slow trickle. And that's how I think education to our children of worldly things should be like. A small trickle is just enough to take a drink out of, right? And that trickle is going to increase over time. right? So eventually, we might turn it up or whatever to quickly get a drink of that knowledge. Well, what I don't want is for my child to turn 18 or whatever age and move out into the world, and instead of living their life being slowly educated at the right moment through discernment and prayer, being educated by the fire hydrant that is the world, right? And I think that that's where a lot of rebellion comes from. Now, again, I'm not naive enough to think that my children won't rebel against what I've taught them. It's probably going to happen. I just hope that the knowledge that I've given them, the discernment that they've gained, will at least help them slow down enough to think before they cause a ripple effect that turns into a tsunami. So, if you haven't read that book, go check out The Hiding Place, Corrie ten Boom. Super old book, fantastic read, and it's short as well. Very, very good. Also, I would suggest a couple of other books too. So, if you want to write these down, I've got Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters, and Strong Mothers, Strong Sons. Those are also fantastic, fantastic books. Go check those books out and let me know what you think. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you think that there's a better way, let me know. Because, hey, in this world of parenting, it truly does take a village to raise a child. And let's face it, parenting is hard. Holy moly, it's hard. So go check that stuff out.